If you have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, then you ain't black.
3 days later.
I shouldn't have been such a wise guy. I shouldn't have been so cavalier in responding to what I thought was anyway.
What you all know, but most people don't know, unlike the African-American community, with notable exceptions, the Latino community is an incredibly diverse community.
3 days later.
Biden took to Twitter Thursday night saying that he wanted to clarify the remarks that he'd made earlier in the day. He said in his tweet, "In no way did I mean to suggest the African-American community is a monolith, not by identity, not on issues, not at all."
And it's one thing when you're running for president, you make these promises and then you don't fulfill them. And the Democratic Party, for a long time, they have pandered to the black community. When black people are asking for certain policies to be passed, they say the right rhetoric when they're running their campaigns, but once they're elected, they ignore the black community.
As the president of the United States, who is the chief law enforcement officer in this country, refuses to do anything about police genocide against black people, although he's breaking his back to take care of the Asians. He's breaking his back to take care of the transgenders. He's breaking his back to look out for the illegal immigrants.
91% of African Americans voted for Biden and will continue to vote for Biden if Kamala is his running mate. I would be very careful, President Biden, about getting rid of Kamala Harris because we will not support you.
Wait, miss, I know who tell you that. Who said that? Girl! Hello everyone, my name is Rogan and this is This Bahamian Gyal. If this is your first time coming across my platform, welcome. I do social commentary and reaction videos on this channel and I encourage my audience to have private conversations in public. So let's get it. So here's the deal. Black voters say they are sick and tired of being used for their votes and then being discarded after the election dust settles. And the polls show it. Black men are increasingly disengaging from the Democratic Party. And even though we're more than a year away from heading to the polls, black men are already saying that they're either going to stay home on election day or vote for Donald Trump. Today's video is sponsored by Ground News. More on them later on in this video. So the Democrats are growing increasingly worried about the fact that President Biden is losing serious ground with working class Black and Latino voters. In addition to the fact that the president has failed to deliver on key promises that he made to black voters, Joe, if you vote for Trump, you ain't black Biden, also has a horrible history of making racist remarks. Yet, he gets away with it. And let me qualify what I mean when I say he gets away with it. People, particularly those in the media, are very quick to excuse and dismiss his gaffes. They're very quick to say, oh, he didn't mean it like that. Oh, the president's comments were taken out of context. But very rarely do the liberal media call him out on it. And his racist remarks aren't just geared towards the black community. He's also made very off-color jokes about the Indian community. Take a listen to what he had to say in 2008 when he was on the campaign trail in Delaware.
In Delaware, the largest growth in population is Indian Americans moving from India. You cannot go to a 7-Eleven or a Dunkin' Donuts unless you have a slight Indian accent.
You can't make this stuff up. During COVID-19, when there was a very serious push to get people vaccinated, the president said Latinos might be very reluctant to get vaccinated because they fear being deported. Never mind that you have over 60 million Latinos living in the United States who are citizens. Where are they getting deported to? Then we have that infamous interview with Charlemagne the God on The Breakfast Club where he suggested that black people aren't truly black if they want to vote for Donald Trump.
But if you have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, then you ain't black.
It don't have nothing to do with Trump. It has to do with the fact I want something for my community. I would love to see.
Take a look at my record, man. I extended the voting rights 25 years. I have a record that is second to none. The NAACP has endorsed me every time I've run. Come on. Take a look at the record.
Let me say this. Many of us, if we had cameras and microphones in our faces 24/7, would be making some serious mistakes. Lucky for you and me, we don't have people parsing through our statements every single day looking for mistakes. But then again, we're not the president of the United States. And let's be clear here, Biden ain't the only one to question blackness when it comes to how people vote. Some of you black folks who are watching me right now, you've questioned people's blackness depending on how they vote. How many times have we heard some of you calling black folks Uncle Toms or coons or threatening to revoke their imaginary black card if they don't vote for the Democrats? So this is not a new sentiment, but given that Biden is president and white, many black voters were justifiably upset by his comments. Black people have the right to vote for whomever they want to, whatever party they choose to. And their choice does not diminish their blackness in any way, shape, or form.
Vice President Biden, with all due respect, your latest comments are both pathetic and hurtful. Your quote, "If you have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, you ain't black." Well, I think that in civil discourse, we can have our disagreements on politics. But you challenging me and millions of other people out there on their blackness, descendants of slaves, from you, is some seriously condescending, out of touch bullcrap. Do you really believe that a black person who doesn't vote for you is therefore not legitimately black? Have you forgotten the Republican Party was started in opposition for a Democratic Party that thought it was okay to own people? I am a man, Mr. Vice President. Too many people have died for me to have the right to think and vote for myself.
How does Joe Biden get the audacity to tell black folks if you don't vote for him, you're not black, and then when you vote for him, he don't do a damn thing for you? He don't do a damn thing for you. So here's the message to the Democrats. The message to the Democrats is you're getting no votes from black people the next presidential election if Joe Biden don't handle this situation. Y'all worrying about losing liberal Republican votes? Y'all worrying about losing white teacher votes and white police votes? Well, guess what? You're going to lose all 50 million black votes. You're going to lose all 50 million black votes. I better not hear another black person tell a black person to get out and vote. I better never hear another Negro tell another black person to get out and vote. I don't want to hear that shit no more. Vote or die is bullshit. We vote, we still die. I don't want to hear it no more.
I think Biden has proven himself to be a repeat offender, yet there are many people in the media that seem to do public relations for the president.
There's nothing pervy here. The VP knows he's on camera at these swearing-in ceremonies, and the parents are right there as he leans in for a kiss. The VP is known as a close talker. He even does it to the president.
You can't make this stuff up. Oh, and Donald Trump's hands aren't clean either, so don't even go there. Let's not forget that this is the same man who advanced this narrative that Barack Obama wasn't even born in the United States. He calls some African nations shithole countries. He also insulted four liberal congresswomen, telling them to go back to their country. Y'all know, if y'all watch my old video, how I feel about people telling you to go back to your country. Told them to go back to their country when three of those women were born in the United States, and the fourth was a naturalized citizen. I think she got her citizenship when she was 17. So Trump's hands are not clean. But again, these news outlets protect these men. CNN does for Biden what Fox News does for Trump. They cover, excuse, and water down their missteps. Oh, and if you think things are bad now, just wait. Just wait. Because as we get closer to the 2024 election, you're going to find that it's going to be very difficult to find fair and balanced coverage. A lot of these media outlets are interested in ratings, and they tend to prioritize entertainment and profit over responsible journalism. That's where Ground News comes in. It's an app and a website that gathers all the world's media in one place so readers can compare news coverage and see the full picture of what's being reported around the world. For every story, you get a visual breakdown of every news outlet covering it, their political bias, how factual the source is, which entity owns the source, and which countries are even covering the story. Ground News is perfect for free thinkers like yourself who want to analyze the news and find out what's going on by comparing media narratives. So go to ground.news/This Bahamian Gyal to stay informed on breaking news as it's happening locally and around the world. And here's the best part. You can subscribe through my link for 30% off unlimited access before October 30th. So take advantage of this opportunity. All the details will be right below in my description box. All right, so now let's take a listen to some of the folks who say that they are going to jump ship from the Democrats and give Donald Trump a chance. Now, I don't think it's going to be a mass exodus, but I do think it's a worrisome departure. Let's take a listen.
I was watching clips from The View today because, you know, I'm cooking and I want to hear some BS. They're talking about how Kamala Harris needs to run in order for black people to support Biden. I have a newsflash for all of you insane Democrats. Black people are getting smarter. Black people aren't just voting for someone based off of their race anymore. Those days are done. Yeah, you have some people like Charlemagne. You have some people like that light-skinned belligerent woman on the Breakfast Club. You have some people like Sonny Liston and Whoopi Goldberg, right? Just gonna vote like that because they don't really care about policy. They care more so about race, all right? They don't care about results. They care about appearance. But black people are getting smarter. You will still have have a majority of the black vote. But I predict this time around you're going to lose about 15-20% of the black vote. Trump is going to be president again. There's nothing that you can do about it. Black people are getting smarter in terms of voting. You're going to see a lot of independence this time.
If you look at Donald Trump's poll numbers, he was much lower before the indictment started, and now he just continues to increase and increase. And I've seen multiple videos, and I've talked to multiple people who are African American that said this time around they will support Donald Trump. And so this is what happens when the Democratic Party tries to rely on the Republican Party is so bad, so vote for us. Eventually, you're going to run out of steam with that message.
Here's my thing. If you guys can't find a Republican that you want to vote for, if you don't want to vote for Trump, you don't want to vote for DeSantis, I'm asking you, don't vote at all. Do not vote at all. I can't believe I'm saying this. As much as I'm always trying to say, get the vote out. Don't vote. If you're going to vote, if the only person you wanted to vote for was Joe Biden, and now because of all this stuff is coming out, and you can't find a Republican representative that you want to put in that office, don't vote. Democrats, don't go to the polls. That's it. Because at the end of the day, you guys trying to prove a point is going to kill America. We are on the verge of a whole bunch of bad stuff. We not verge, we're here. So when you guys go to vote in 2024, vote responsibly. If you can't vote responsibly, don't vote. Don't take your ass to the polls. We are so bad. And all the emails and all the stuff that is coming out, and y'all had the nerve to talk about Donald Trump.
Blacks in Chicago are butthurt because they feel like they're getting pushed aside for the illegal immigrants that's coming into Chicago. They feel like it's a slap in the face for them not to get the resources they need, and it's been given to the illegal immigrants. Yeah. Y'all voted for it. What is the problem? See, when y'all had Lori Lightfoot, she was progressive. She supported illegal immigration. She supported the sanctuary city. You got rid of her, and you got somebody more progressive. So what did you expect? Did y'all really think that they were going to look out for you? I've been telling y'all this. Nobody want to listen to me. Don't nobody want to listen to me. But I've been telling blacks, Democrat Party no longer needs you. They no longer need you. They're bringing in a new race of people to vote for them. See, too many blacks are jumping off of the Democratic board. You know, they jumping away from them. And see, the Democrats can't accept it. So guess what they said? They said, don't worry about it. We'll bring somebody else in, get them the stuff that we were giving blacks, and we'll have us a new group of people to vote for us. But see, y'all can't see that because you're walking around with blinders on. See, all they say is Democrat, 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 and you run to vote for them. When in the back of your mind, you know, if you want to be truthful to yourself, you know the Democrats ain't done a damn thing for you. So stop the crying, because really, we're tired of hearing it.
But despite Biden's failings, not everyone is on board with the Republican train.
Now, though they may not be in love with the Democratic Party, but what they know the alternative is, and that fake-ass Donald Trump is, they see that crap coming. Because I'm telling you, where I sit, the majority of the young men in my family, and there's a lot of us, is not with the shenanigans.
I'm not voting for Joe Biden. I'm sure that's going to get a lot of pushback, and a lot of people are going to say, then you're voting for...
So when they come and arrest your ass because you got a purple boy cut, I don't want to hear nothing about it. I don't want to hear a Tik Tok trigger psychology word come out of your mouth. Whatever little sign you got made, put it down. Whatever post you about to do, delete it. You know the reason why you could say this so comfortably? Because let's say everything does blow up. You know what all you have to do is? Grow your hair out and put on a dress and play your role. And it won't affect you. While the rest of us have to deal with the consequences of those who were too cowardly to make a decision. You get to change your mind in the fight and go with whoever is winning, while the rest of us are going to have to take the backlash of losing.
I think a lot of times and this happens a lot with voters, we become enamored with a candidate or a party or whatever, and then they disappoint us, and then we immediately go, I'm not giving you my vote anymore. And I'm just going to go to the opposite. It's, like I always say, pendulum swing real wide left to right. And sometimes that's not the best thing to do, to just go and run to the next side. You really do have to weigh the candidates. And I hate that we have to choose the lesser of two evils. It's like, I got to go with miserable choice number 1 or miserable choice number 2. But there are other options out there as well. Like, you don't have to just go with the typical. If you don't like Biden, you don't have to necessarily go with Trump. If you don't like Trump, you don't have to necessarily go with Biden. There are other candidates that are offering themselves for elections. So keep an open mind this election season. I think that's the best advice I could give. Like I say, listen to all the candidates and see what they're offering. And whoever their plan, their policies, their vision align with yours, then, go for that. Don't just feel like you're stuck between the same old. That's my best advice. So let's talk. What is it that Black voters want from Biden? What do they want from the Democrats? Well, for one, they want the Biden administration to do more to tackle white supremacy in this country. There was a poll that said that 43% of Black voters wanted Biden to declare white supremacy as a domestic terrorism act. Then 33% of those people polled said that they wanted white supremacy to be declared as a national security threat. I think that's only fair considering that the FBI has reported that Black people are disproportionately more likely to be victims of hate crimes than any other group. On top of that, a Pew Research Center survey found that 32% of Black adults say they worry almost every day that they might be threatened or attacked due to their race. So given all that you have seen and heard, here are my questions of the day. And I'm really interested in hearing from the Black voters because this is the group that they are most, Black and Hispanic voters, because these are the groups that the Democrats are mostly concerned about right now because they're just bleeding support. Here are my questions. What would the Democrats have to do at this point in time? We're in September 2023. What would they have to do at this point in time in the run-up to the election in order to secure your vote? That's my first question. And here's my second question. If you were in fact prepared to vote for Donald Trump, would you be doing it because you believe in his leadership and his policies? Or would you be doing it as a form of a protest vote against Biden and the Democrats? I'm really interested in hearing what you have to say. Of course, this is based on your comfort level. If you feel like dropping comments down below, I'm very, very interested, especially in these questions of the day, because I really want to know what they could do at this point to secure your vote and whether a vote for Trump is really just a vote against Biden. Yeah. So drop your comments down below. I will see you all again this Wednesday at 1 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. I want you also to consider subscribing to this channel if you haven't already. I know a lot of you come across my platform and you watch my videos back to back to back to back. You go down that rabbit hole. If you like the content so much, go ahead and subscribe. I'd really like to get to 50,000 subscribers. I think I'm almost at 40,000 at the time of me recording this video. But I want to get, I'm trying to get to like 100,000. If I can get to 100,000 by the end of the year, that'd be great. Also follow me on Instagram at this Bahamian Gyal, and also on my blog www.thisbahamiangyal.com. And I will see you all on Wednesday again at 1 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. I love you. Thank you so much for riding with me. Thank you to all of my new subscribers. I see the numbers just keep going up. Thank you so much. Spread the word about this channel. I appreciate you guys, and I will see you on Wednesday. Bye.
If you have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, then you ain't Black.